This is Good Morning Uganda.
Very interesting. I just love some of the adverts there. My daughter. This is not meaningful to me. So do not take drinks that are not meaningful to you. Take hallelujah ginger tea drink. Yeah. Take hallelujah turmeric drink, because these are meaningful to you in terms of boosting your immune system and also ensuring that you just don't fill your body but fill it with things that are going to help you, most of that in the time of COVID-19. So much is happening. America, they're preparing for Joe Biden to take office. In Uganda, we've just held our election, that is for presidency, parliamentary, but of course elections are ongoing. Like we told you earlier, the workers that converge at Chibuli, those are under special interest and electoral colleges. Of course, by press time, at least one was declared a winner. That was the NRM Agnes Kunihira. For NRM declared winner. We are still waiting to get an update from that side. Who will take the day between Sam Lamyoki, Bakabulindi Charles, Alina Yitwe, Kawakumba Rajakala, and Margaret Robushaija. There, we'll be giving you this information. In Russia, if you remember the young man who was poisoned with a nerve agent, so that is Alex Navalny. He had gone to Germany for treatment. On returning, he was arrested. After being arrested, he was sent. He is to serve 30 days so far in a makeshift court. You know, they didn't even take him to prison. But the police saw where he was arrested because there was some uprising. People are saying, let the man go. Let the man go. He's criticized Putin's regime for some time. There, he's now under custody. So there is so much happening globally when it comes to political terrain there. But back home, we are going to be electing, that is our mayors, LC5 chairpersons, and LC3. And today I want to focus on the Lord Mayoress in Kampala. 11 people are contesting. 11 people are contesting. That include Yakubu Mayanja Musasizi. We have Michael Evans Mugabi, Elias Lukwago, the incumbent there. We have Nabila Nagai Sempara of NUP, Daniel Kazibwe, also known as Ragadi, his stage name, and we have Charles Senkubuge, Democratic Party, Isaac Sendagire, coming in as an independent, Joseph Mayanja, independent, that is Jose Chameleon, Innocent Kawoya, and Ben Rure Sentamu. Very interesting candidates there. We have two young lads there in that race as well. But President Felix, taking it on, when you look at the Lord Mayorship, it has been since the amendment of the act, and now we have a Lord Mayor giving Kampala special status. We've not seen so much of the technical wing and political wing coming together to perform for you. There's been so much of push-ups, push here, who some accuse the law and all that. Now, do we see a change in this list? Do you believe maybe if Nabila takes, Lukwago takes, the 11 in number, and this is also another interesting factor.
Well, I think, Robert, the preamble of our discussion in terms of mayoress should be the true definition of probably the position, the mandate, and the genesis. Why does Kampala, as a city, probably also as a district, if you want to call it, that why does it have to go for mayor in the presence of a member of parliament? For women, it has a member of parliament. Even all its divisions are represented. I think that's where probably we can start. That why do cities have mayors, if I may put it that way? If you go and read your social, okay, let's go probably your political science, if you want to appreciate the gimmicks of politics and diversions. Even in the book of one authored writer, Newton Brown, when he writes about growth and uprisings in urbanization, the basic purpose of a mayor in a city is like a lord overseer. Initially, in ancient days, you used to have, there were lords, they were called lords, and actually in ancient days, people were acting like mayors were not voted. It was a bestowment on them because they were celebrated individuals for those cities. So most times you would see that even the cities probably were named after them or their family. They had an attachment to that city. There was some sort of attachment to that city. So they would become mayors, and beneath them would be all these other politicians, but for them they would be. But in Uganda, it is actually most civilized states, it is political. It has turned since then to be political. Now, once a position becomes political, it means it is supposed to be competed for. Now, in the presence of competition, it simply eradicates nobility. It means that, I heard you talk about the young lads and what. The day you choose to go into competition, you have eradicated the noble stature of that name. If you remember the late Seya Nasa Tegesebagala, once we had a conversation with him here, and he said that the reason why it is called Lord Mayor, in fact, it is more of a ceremonial. It should be. It ought to be more of a ceremonial, you know, because it is at the beacon of leadership in that category. It is not to be fighting. It is a ceremony that you're supposed to be there in a honorary. No wonder they put on a buff. You see that buff they put on? That
so in other words, they don't have much functionality they possess in terms of
yes, technical work. They shouldn't. They're not, by the way, but that's why the KCCA you have a technical wing and a political wing. Now, the mistake, in my opinion, is that we have made this position more political, yet it shouldn't be political. In fact, in grown cities, when you go, you read about the likes, the New Yorks of this world. When you talk about a mayor, they are talking about someone who is a problem solver, like a father of a city, that kind of thing. Engages with the city dwellers, exactly. With the business presiding people, over the lobbying functions, lobbying. Okay, right. That's what they're called Lord. Now they preside over functions, they open up at that level. But when you come back here, we have mayors that the position has been politicized. If you do listen, the category of people you've broken down, if I may remember a few, the likes of Dan Kazi were from NRM. You have Nabila Nagai Sempara from the National Unity Platform. You have Elias Lukwago from the AFDC, the Forum for Democratic Change. You have my very good friend Joseph Mayanja from probably his own, he's independent, if I may say. But let me also add, let me also add this, that today, as we head for these mayoral race elections, we must agree that these positions have since then become opportunistic ventures and places where to seek massaging of political egos. All right? In fact, the allegations are also further than that probably this position, like in Kampala, it has become, there's an issue of tribe, religion. But I've time and again asked myself, where does that leave the Kampala dweller? Now, take cognizance of the fact, Robert, that Kampala hosts a bigger number of people during the day. One of the examples we used to use when talking about Kampala is like a sitting room of a home. That at some point, everyone during the day will have to use the sitting room. They will come, they will eat there, they dine in, they walk there, they what. But when it is done, everyone will go back to their bedroom to rest.
Felix, rightly having explained the genesis of mayor position, come back to Uganda here. Most so people look at him or the person occupying that seat as the head of the political wing. Now you see that could be a mismatch, but actually that is what people look at. A Lord Mayor is the head of the political wing. When issues are brought by councillors, he oversees the politics, the political bit of it. But we've always had a challenge, Priscilla, in Kampala, and this is sometimes they attribute it to the law, but there's always been friction between the technical and the political wing. Elias Lukwago has been in that seat. Ministers have been changed, minister for Kampala. But at the end of the day, this friction seems we've not yet got to a point where each knows that these are my roles, these are my roles, and actually we must work in tandem to push Kampala forward.
Perhaps, as rightly explained by Felix, each one of these has initially known their roles. If you notice, I think it's only in the era of Elias Lukwago, who's the incumbent mayor for Kampala, that you've had these strife and scuffles and scandals coming through. Right from the late Haji Nasa Sewagala, we've not had these issues. Everyone knew their role, and as rightly explained, they were more or less ceremonial to just give a coverage over the Kampala as case study that we're looking at this morning. So I believe that because someone who is aware of the law comes in and sits in this particular office, decides that maybe they want more power, they want to exercise themselves in other places, such as the technical side of Kampala, dealing with Kampala issues, which initially are in that very same position of mayoral. You get to find out that in this particular part of Kampala, there's drainage problems. You go interact with the dwellers of that area, and you mitigate, find resolutions, which you take back to the councillors' meetings, and then it is passed on to the technical wing. So ideally, it should be a flow of law and order and governance in this particular office. But what we have been seeing rising is that this one person, not even the office of the person, but the individual wants to have power over everything. They want to be the last decision maker on matters of Kampala. They want to be the enforcers on matters of Kampala, which then makes it causes power struggle, because even the technical wing has to execute its duties in a way that is in accordance to the governance of the city authority. So I think it's when we go back to the drawing board, if only people can understand that it's actually a ceremonial place. It has its powers, and its powers are limited, or they are confined within that office, but they work line in line with the rest of the city authority, such as the technical wing or the political wing, or whichever wing we might want to consider. So they should be working hand in hand, not one over the other. Shouldn't be a struggle of power, which now brings us to the candidates that we have today. Of course, the incumbent is still coming back to vie for the very same position. The two young lads in there that we have, a 23-year-old and a 24-year-old, are very phenomenal. Yakuba Mayanja Musazi is 23 years of age. He's a social worker, and he has come on the ticket of Alliance for National Transformation. Then you also have that Michael Evans Mugabi, who's 24. He's coming in as an independent, but also the fact that he's a young businessman, Essex liver, but he's already having his own business, and that means that he has had an interaction with the ins and outs of Kampala as a person who has a small business in the city. He has done taxation, he has experienced the law on either side, he has had to deal with the dirt in this country, the drainage, the drainage in the city has affected his produce. And when it comes to execution or distribution of things, he has had an experience in one way or another. And young lads, definitely, yeah, they may not know much, but with this little experience that they've had so far being city dwellers, they have seen things and they would want to voice those things. And if we're talking ceremonial, surely they would be good to do ceremonial.
Well, one would also, on the contrary, believe that maybe people who have been around for some time will have the respect of that particular office. But Felix, as we still look at candidates by candidate, there are 11 in the race. Priscilla has talked about the young lad. Now we have those that are coming on party ticket. You have Nabila Nagai Sempala. She's standing on the NUP ticket. She got this ticket 2 weeks after becoming a member of the National Unity Platform. Remember, she was once in FDC. She vied for that post, but FDC did not give her a ticket, claiming she submitted her papers when they had closed. But a month later, FDC nominated Elias Lukwago for that particular post. Let's first look at Nabila Nagai Sempala coming in this race.
Nabila has been member of parliament, women member of parliament for Kampala for about 15 years, mistaken. And clearly, if you want my opinion, she hasn't delivered much, if you want my opinion. She's coming into a city she knows. She knows for a fact. She's been around. She knows she has been around for the opposition politics. though her presence was quite absentia in the most previous term, I think the ended term, even that's what I think.
She says she was sick and she had gone for treatment.
That's what I think. Even they had a fallout with the FDC. She's coming to take the mayoral seat at City Hall. Now, City Hall, remember, around 2008, 2007, I'm not mistaken, there was what we call the KCCA Act that put in place a presidential appointee minister as an overseer. Remember that? And consistently, it also established a couple of other offices. Now, remember that also the president appointing a member of parliament for Kampala is a direct condonment or pulling of basically the picture is that the management of Kampala must be still through the president, is what we are saying. The frictions we've been talking about are simply politicking.
But some refer to the law as having lacunas and not being very clear that is why we are seeing these frictions. They not get to know their yardsticks.
I can tell you that's a lie. Who doesn't know what to do? You tell me that this one said they don't know what they are doing. Everyone has a JD in that office. Even the mayor, by the time you're running, so why are you running if you don't know what you're going to do? That would be foolhardy, if I may say. So I don't want to jump into the gimmicks, the political immaturity of people saying, why did you stand for position, you don't know what you're going to do?
When you know the law will not give you all the authority.
No, if you don't know what you're going to do, don't stand.
It's not the law to give you the authority. It's a job description.
The mayor, the mayor,
it is right in front of you.
It's given under the law.
Yeah.
Only that, as I've told you, the politicians want to get the best of our uninformed Ugandans and all that. Yeah. But that's fine. But Nabila Nagai at City Hall, the question is, where are the people of Kampala? Because that is the ultimate. The political wing has powers, for example, to budgetary allocation. Okay, its basic aspect is to pass budgets, highlight issues of service delivery, so that technical can come in and do what, lobbying and all these kind of things. But how can Nabila do that? That's the question. Can Nabila unite the people of Kampala? Those are the questions we must be asking our sister Nabila. Okay, she comes in a place where we've had consistent friction. By the way, I'll tell you as a matter of fact, even with the existence of the KCCA, Kampala is very much wanting, for some of us who have been exposed, it is very much wanting. Look at the issues of rubbish. Robert, you talk about this every day. Let's look at water. Let's talk about floods in the city.
Which is just a temporary stagnation.
I find that bogus. What? You know, someone is saying that's temporary stagnation.
We don't have floods in Kampala.
But every time it rains for over 4 or 5 hours, there's someone who dies in Kampala. You know, look at the street kids. Look at issues of theft, hooliganism. These gangs you have all over. So you come in a city where you're challenged, and the challenge is you've been part of the group that has been leading for the fight. Because as member of parliament for women in Kampala, all this, we're talking about markets. Mostly we talk about markets because we're talking about women. Talking about education. So that's the challenge. If you want to talk about the likes of Elias Lukwago, 15 years again, the question is, because for you we have a basis of evaluation. You have a basis of evaluating him. My friend
he spent most of his time not being allowed to deliver.
Who cares?
Okay, so the things he was not allowed to deliver on, good. But the things he was supposed to deliver on, did he deliver?
You see,
and what has changed? That's also another issue.
About the likes of Jennifer Musisi, Kazi, which has been since long gone. What is the difference? Lucy Taka came in. What is the difference? And these are things that we must painfully confront, in as much as people don't want to hear them. But if we are to do evaluation, as we put, for example, Tibu Habula on a weighing scale and ask him, you man, let's ask these people the same questions. Okay, challenges are there in any form of leadership, but there must be some sort of evidence.
What can you show that this is what I've focused on for the people of Kampala? Away from issues of being able to check budgets, fighting, it's not been the best of my
Those are your duties.
Let's look at Daniel Kaziwe, that is the NRM candidate. This is the second time he's contesting. For this very position.
I think he has the nerve, because he couldn't. Why would he come back consistently? He has the nerve, and probably that I could base on that to believe that maybe he has some good intentions. Because I don't think he's making any money out of it or what. I guess the nerve.
Do we see him as a social partner in terms of relating with people?
Dan Kaziwe is a very mature person. I know him at a personal level. I know that he's a calm and sober-minded guy. he has been around. You people have seen him as a musician. You've never heard him in any...
He's nurtured a couple of musicians
yes,
there.
He's so calm. If you meet him and know him personally, I think he's a calm person and very sober. That's what I can comment about him. I know that he's calm and sober, and that is one of the qualities, some of the qualities that are needed.
Calmness.
Yes.
It is
yes,
something we need.
Yeah, at this time we need
that. Ceremonial.
Well, partly, but
also when you talk about
leadership, yes, Robert, leadership is not necessarily about
aggression.
Yes, friction. Sometimes you need to know how to make minds meet away from friction and egos and what. If you want me to comment lastly, maybe, Robert, about also Joseph Mayanja, for me at least the four are the ones I find at quite a stiff competition. Joseph Mayanja is they're some of the people that the country has seen grow. From nothing to probably everything. They have been able to absorb the fact that they are leaders, even if they weren't voted. They have been leaders since they started getting the microphone, recording music, moving the world here and there. They have been bestowed to be leaders. His addition to that leadership that is God-given, probably, or that he has been carrying, is now probably coming back to serve. I have had interactions with him, and at the first time I thought whether he was joking, until we sat and was like, good guy, man, in fact, he's in Pagira, Burundi, Kampala. So, and we shared a bit of things, and I've been following him. He talks about solutions. He seems to know the problems.
Solutions to what?
To the problems of Kampala.
What
he seems to know the problems. Like floods. He has talked about floods. He has talked about issues of unemployment.
His solution to floods was?
He's saying, and probably what we talked about, and his life was like, look here, we can plan better some of our drainage systems. And honestly, you and me know it is as simple as that. But no one is doing it. He talks about the issue of congestion. How about we also help investors or advise them or give them ways to build someone? For example, arcades. How many arcades can we build outside on the other division? We had a good conversation. I feel that on top of his sacrifice for the country, he wants to offer more.
There's having a good conversation when you've just looked at a few issues here or structure challenges here for a city, and you come up with quick solutions simply because you have a desire to be a Lord Mayor in the city, not necessarily that it is in the backbone of your leadership. Yes, everyone is bestowed, some people are bestowed with natural leadership, but this leadership is also confined in terms of, for example, Chameleon, he might be a great leader as far as music is concerned, as far as talent development is concerned, but not so much a great leader if he was to be translated into politics. Priscilla, we have seen that he has moved from, he was once NRM, then he moved to DP, then NUP, then NUP denied him. Well, he shared alliances. He shared alliances to that party at some point.
If you want to judge people on
when you see such a person,
in that place,
you wonder, are they wanting to get into that office because of the desire to bring solution to the table, or they just want to add something to the CV? Because that is also something that has come up. No, because so and so I can also do it. I can become a mayor. I also want to add something. I also want to do something in politics. You know, the artist web.
We've seen a couple of them now enter politics.
Yeah,
of course,
so for him it's
having opened up the space there.
But for me, conclusively, Charles is Senkubuge. I think for me he's the one that is tried, proven, and tried again and proven again. On every level of leadership he has been given.
Let me ask you a question regarding Senkubuge. Senkubuge was once a presidential candidate.
Yes.
He didn't complete the race. He said he feared for his life and so much of that. In the music industry, if I'm to compare Senkubuge, you still have Chameleon also who has been there. So you see that both have managed to...
He started the Mactors,
yes.
Back in the 80s. No, back in the 80s, and he has grown them to the point of adding a school to it, a drama school to it. He has gotten this talent into the diaspora and enabled this talent to individually also grow as themselves, which is different for Chameleon and Leon Island, what they call it. As I keep my lads, it's just that I give them the opportunity on my platform to grow. That's quite different. Then you see him, he's currently a manager in one of the media stations right now, and we see the performance of that media station. From when he joined it, he's taken it a different direction of growth in terms of leadership direction and coverage for what they're doing. They're now a commendable, recommendable media station in this country. They have a say on the table. So with that backbone, you would say that, yes, if he was given the mayoral seat, surely he can transform things, because we've seen him transform on all levels of leadership that he has been given.
All 11 are coming to you. The choice is upon you, Ugandans, who, for example, the people of Kampala, who will take Kampala to greater heights from where it is. Also, there are issues that will factor in. We have the wave, many have heard of it. We have the political party issue. We have the independent issue there. So it is upon you. The day is tomorrow. Uganda decides, and the people of Kampala will be deciding who of the 11 will become the Lord Mayor. But also remember other areas where we have mayors, cities that are going to be elections, and also district chairpersons as well, and LC3.
We
Please
actually
turn up in huge numbers and ensure that you cast your vote. Yes, Priscilla, there's something you wanted to...
Yeah, from the returning officer in Kampala, we have 36 contenders for division Lord Mayors. Then we have 484 KCCA councillors in the rest, 2,904 division councillors in there also that are looking for places of leadership within the cities.
But remember, it's not only voting for Kampala, for other cities, for districts where they will be electing district chairpersons and LC3s. Turn up in huge numbers, take advantage to be part of the people that have elected leaders that are going to take you for the next 5 years. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll be looking into some of the stories in the dailies.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100 *2 *1 hash to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Buyogera nyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olw'akamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe bwomi obuva mu kyokunywa ekyaleeruya jingatte drink n'aleeruya tamarin drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge. Aleluya tamarin drink n'aleluya jingatte drink bikolebwa ba Aleluya Reflexology Healthy Solution and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Weefunira ekyokunywa kya Aleluya leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 66.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
every morning in Good Morning Uganda. We save you the burden of creating jam as you try to peruse through the dailies and also causing street jam as you're walking through. It's very interesting sometimes, Priscilla. You wonder, what, you know, you're moving through the street and someone stops abruptly and
someone is checking.
You wonder, you know, it is a rush hour, people are going to work, and then you're being, because, but, well, in Good Morning Uganda, we save you that because we give you some of those catchy stories in the dailies. And I'm holding the new vision of the 19th day of January 2021. Before I go to that, Priscilla, would you advise a family, the entire family, to venture into politics?
An entire family?
A family too.
You see, everyone has their strength. If politics is their strength, why not venture into it? And we have seen it, generational families in business, in politics. The Bush family is one of those. Grandfather, father, child, all being presidents of the United States of America. So if it's their strength, why not? I would.
Okay. In eventuality that wins are not gotten and losses are.
It's okay. You see, just because I have not won as the president doesn't mean that I cannot push for MP in the next race. I can also push for other positions of leadership in politics, then grow my wings up to the desired office. You see, it's about strategy and smartness. Yeah.
And of course, in politics, some people are political animals. They'll never give up. They'll keep on trying until one day they either win or finally quit exhausted. Looking at the new vision, we have NRM wins big in workers and elder polls, where we see Penny Nabusinje, Central Region, that is from NRM, Margaret Rabushaija, you have Alinaitwe Rakajara, you have Charles Bakabulinde. This man is very strategic, like you said, how smart are you, how you plan from a minister, state sports there. When he didn't make it, he saw there was another opportunity for him, and now there he is, workers MP. He was in the sports docket, and in the reshuffle he didn't make it, but now he's gonna be in parliament representing workers. Then Agnes Kunihira come to also they give you a bit of those that did not make it. That is Joram Tibasimwa, Western Region, Agatha Mirembe, Dr. Obuku Okwaro. Well, this person was very, very vocal. He is the previous president of the Uganda Medical Association, a very vocal person there. Sam Ramoki didn't return, and Asha Wilson Owere. There's been so much also when it comes to the workers' movement there, but what happens, this will vote through electoral colleges, and he did not make it. Then still in the new vision, security cordon off NUP offices. That is yesterday. They explained after threats that they were going to plan riots using that very venue, so they had to ensure they do not access the venue. Two charged over stealing Bibles. Another interesting story there. Two charged over stealing Bibles. Two youth have been charged over allegedly breaking into a store at Neta Catholic Mission in Lila and stealing cartons of wine and Bibles worth 7.4 million.
Surely, well, what's wrong with stealing Bibles? Because these Bibles, they need to sit down and read them and perhaps be
going to transform them.
They're going to transform their lives.
So if you're a judge, what do you do?
If I was a judge, I would pardon them, just talk to the young boys and tell them, young boys, just make sure you read the Bibles, enjoy the wine, and life goes on.
But a crime is a crime. Stealing is a crime, and before God, all sins are equal.
Some things you steal, and yes, surely they deserve punishment. But how do you punish a person stealing a Bible? A good book that disciplines and changes livelihoods of people.
You're just reminding me what I was told, that in ancient, some decades back in Uganda, if a pregnant woman stole from your garden, or a mother of chins called Naro,
you would understand.
There you would not.
There's something they call craving. It cannot wait. If the garden is providing it in real time,
garden and get some banana. If she's a Narongo, she's stealing for the twins. So that you just pardon. Naronga badabira barongo, you let that go. But in modern Uganda, mess with my garden, you're Narongo ship, so you pregnant woman. Then you'll understand.
You're taken to the LC5.
The LC5.
Daily Monitor starts off by looking at security block U.S. envoy at Bobi Wine home. Public restricted from politician's home. Party headquarters are now a no-go area. Police cite security threats as a reason, and siege on home now enters 5th day. Of course, there's a picture there of police and a roadblock mounted, and only is restricted to police and the army, and anyone else is not allowed. Looking on the rest of the Daily Monitor front page on the 19th of January, more votes than voters in Zimbabwe. Very interesting story. Other stories, you're looking at the case that became a headache shortly before the presidential elections, and that was the journalists winning a case against the Media Council. The debate about accreditation, is it legal, and why Media Council doing it? We'll get the full story of the results on how how court presided over this particular case.
Said that it lacked legal mandate.
Right, but it comes way after when it's really pointless. Going to court, waste of time, says FDC candidate, presidential candidate Patrick Amriat Oboy, said they will not challenge the presidential election results. Now, the lizard goes ahead to question himself. More votes than voters in Zimbabwe. You wonder how many others are out there. He's just wondering, really. But in the rainbow for your child this Tuesday, we have birthday wishes, pictures, stories and brain teasers. Election aftermath continues in conversations with the Daily Monitor. Uganda's longest serving members of parliament, and elections platform also continues. Museveni lists free education, Medicare as his priorities in the 6th elective term.
Still in the New Vision, we look at how NRM beat opposition in West Nile. They give you more details. How were they able to defeat the opposition there? But like I always say, and I'll keep on reminding you, please, COVID-19 is still around and do not be part of the statistics. As they stand, we have registered 1 new death, making it 304. Also infections, new infections there also that have been registered. Then they give you that is new recoveries stand at 65, whereas the total number of cases so far registered are 38,185 there. So please do us a favor, perfect those simple drills and do not be part of these statistics. Then upcoming elections is not yet still over. We are voting all the way to February. The elections of district and local government councils, district cities chairpersons, mayor and mayors and councillors. That is tomorrow, the 20th. We have national conference for election of national female youth representative to parliament. That will be on the 21st to 22nd. Then election of municipality, city divisions, chairpersons and councillors. That is on the 25th of January. Still elections for councillors for older persons to the districts, local government councils. That is the 27th of January. Election for councillors of persons with disabilities. That is the PWDs to the district local government council. That will be on the 27th. And still election for workers representatives to districts and local councils, 27th. Election of UPDF representatives to parliament. That is on the 29th of January this year. And then regional conference election of regional youth representatives to parliament on the 31st and 1st of February this year. Yes, that's 1st of February and also on the 31st of Jan. So make sure you do not miss those elections where you are a voter, because there are those that are for electoral colleges.
Daily Guide this Tuesday is giving you a guide into the deep of the Daily Monitor. In the news, I will go to court, says Bobi Wine, and that is a new presidential candidate, says he is compiling evidence to support his petition. EC excludes results from 1,257 polling stations. Most affected is Wakiso, where out of 1,434 polling stations, the final results excluded tallies of 271 polling stations. From the archives, we get to look at former FDC presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye, who last appeared on the ballot paper in 2016 for his final rally in Tungamo district on February 9th, 2011, the general election being held on the 18th of February 2011. Today in history, We get to look at Obote releasing 150 political prisoners, and it was in 1982. Perhaps the president-elect could also consider looking at pardoning political prisoners for the elections that we've just had. Uganda's first Ugandan to attend World Taekwondo Championships, and that was in 1976. Now fight COVID-19, because the global cases are now tallying at 95,603,853 people that have so far contracted COVID-19. Do not be a part of the statistics. Simply wear your mask, sanitize as much as possible, and avoid crowds where necessary. But if not possible, continuously wear your mask.
And also exercise, eat and drink foods and drinks that will boost your immune system, and that will also do great in the fight against COVID-19. Priscilla, what do you have on the sports page of the Daily Monitor?
In the sports stage, looking at the Daily Monitor, in the English Premier League, we have Foxes on the title hunt. Chelsea boss Frank Lampard visiting Leicester today, feeling the Foxes are a title contender. Dark horses Togo, Morocco mix it up. We're looking at Chan, where we had Group C starting off its journey into the tournament. As of last night, there's a preview there of the groups. Then you also have Lemezi Busiro into Masaza semis. Airtel Masaza Cup, they give you a lineup of the matches that are going to be showcasing today, and a reflection of the results. Then for Sports Scoreline, you get to see every league of your choice, of your passion. They give you the results from the weekend and how the tables are standing for the English Premier League, La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, French League, among others.
In the New Vision Sports, there we have Cranes Dawn, their 9th kit since 1978. That was smart there. Then is Omonyi retiring for the basketball fraternity there and lovers? That is a big question to ask. Then also they give you the AFCON, that is Africa National Cup champions results. Cameroon 1, Zimbabwe 0, Mali 1, Burkina Faso 0, Libya, that is a 0, and also a 0 there. DRC 1 and Congo 0. Then today at 7 p.m. Zambia will be versing Tanzania, and at 10 p.m. Guinea will be versing Namibia. So much, but also Ruben will be here to give you all the updates and the catchy stories there for you in the sports world. When we return, Priscilla will be taking us through the traffic updates for you to know how best, how safe, and how quick to get to your destination. Good morning, and keep it on Good Morning Uganda.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Today is a great day to make someone's day. A wonderful day to rewrite the future. Today is a beautiful day to light up their world. A marvelous day to make a brand new start. The perfect day to make the world smaller. Uganda, today isn't just another day. Today is your day. Airtel Money, with you always. Airtel Money, quick, secure, borderless.
Daddy, surprise! Here is a pizza for you. Happy birthday to you. Daddy, you look not impressed.
My daughter, this is not meaningful to me. Hallelujah Natural Drinks is my ideal gift today.
Hallelujah Day. Hallelujah Ginger Tea Drink and Hallelujah Tamarind Drinks are the most perfect, nutritious and healthy products that help everyone to boost their immune system to get complete relief of most sicknesses like joint pains, cough, diabetes, blood pressure, easy digestion and many more, and certified by UNBS. For orders, find us at Bifro House on Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite MBI. Hallelujah Natural Drinks, perfect for your health.
Shopping needs, come to Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: Ntinda Station Road, opposite Makere Business School along Port Bell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Dembe. Yes, Dad. Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down.
Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country.
Ah, you've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays.
Very true, Dad.
Oh, my son. Now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Rokal Initiatives.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Of January 2021. So glad to be with you, and we thank God that you are alive and in perfect health. My name is Priscilla Daloga, giving you a traffic update of the red spots that you might want to avoid or consider, the time frame that you have for what you are going into town for. Consideration that we are all heading into town for some sort of business meeting or breakfast for that matter. Now, one of the hot spots that I have seen this morning is Kira Road. As you can see, Kira Road, when you look at where it has Kampala appearance, there is some sort of delay in jam here, and so it's affecting the flow of jam, but it's simply because they're trying to intersect onto the main Kira Road. You look at the other side of Old Kira Road, also another road that is usually busy this morning, and so far not so bad except for the intersection routes getting onto Kira Road on either side. That is where you're having a little bit of jam, but from Kira Road heading into Bukoto, you get to see that so far as of this morning, yes, you do have some traffic jam for vehicles that are coming in from Tinda, Bukoto, coming in from Chisasi Road heading into the heart of the city. On the side heading into the city, there is a lot of traffic jam, and the move is very, very slow. Of course, it's affected by the traffic lights at Kira police station, but also the fact that everyone is now getting into the heart of the city. I suppose people have now realized we can get back to normal pressure. People were fearing the political tension after elections, but I suppose they have decided to get back into business as usual. Looking at Bukoto-Chisasi Road this morning, interesting to note that there's a little bit of traffic build up for vehicles that are heading to Chisasi Road, but simply because there is a taxi stop here that collects people to get into the rest of the city. This junction here has also turned orange, and you are seeing that simply because there is vehicles that are coming from this road trying to get onto Bukoto-Chisasi Road to be able to maneuver to their next destination. When you look at the area where you have Cayenne, you're looking at a lot of jam picking up on this area. Now the route next to Cayenne is usually a back route for people who are trying to avoid the jam on Bukoto-Chisasi Road. So they will usually use that back route next that comes out on Cayenne to be able to join Kira Road, either heading to Ntinda or trying to get themselves into Bukoto and the other parts of Kampala. Looking at the rest of the road, Bukoto-Ntinda Road, it just has a few hot spots around UMC Victoria Hospital, and that is simply because probably cars are even doing 2 lanes getting into the heart of the city. But away from the heart of the city, it's actually clear for you to get into Ntinda. There's also another hot spot here on the Ntinda Bukoto Road around Hardware World Ntinda. Now, you know, Hardware World Ntinda is also an alternative back route for people that are trying to avoid the jam that is ever constant on Bukoto Ntinda Road. Now, from Magambo Road, people that are coming in from Chisasi, people that are coming in from Kira, people that are coming in from Nigeria usually use Magambo Road to actually avoid the city center of Ntinda, the trading center of Ntinda, and be able to just get onto Ntinda Bukoto Road through Hardware World Ntinda. However, because it's a narrow road here at the intersection of the main road, it usually has a lot of jam, and you can see the jam is for people that are trying to connect to Bukoto Ntinda Road, and also on the other side, vehicles are still connecting. This connection route here usually has double lines in the morning, so that is why you're seeing a lot of red spots, which shows that traffic is actually not flowing because of the double lines or even 3 lines. Ugandans are very interesting in the mornings. They will not follow traffic rules as per se. Looking at Ntinda City Center, you get to look at well, there's not much traffic coming through in connection to Ntinda Chisasi Road, and the other side where you have Ntinda Shopping Center. It will also lead you to the likes of Capital Shoppers on this other route. So far, it's actually looking clean. The only interceptions that you have is people coming in from Nigeria, people coming in from Nalia, which is up this side. You get to see that there is a commuter stage here, so taxis are definitely getting people to their next destinations. Also, on this route here where you have Uganda National Examinations Board, it's also having taxis in this particular corner that stage there to pick up passengers, get them into the city or out of the city, contributing to how the jam flow is in this area. But if you go past that, the rest of Ntinda is fine. You just have to find a solution or alternative route around Hardware World Ntinda that has a lot of jam right now. Now let's just look down the rest of Ntinda. You have the route to Capital Shoppers City. It's actually looking very clear. There is a little bit of jam on the lower route, which is Chimera Road, and I think because there is a serious pothole here that is causing some sort of traffic delay there. But this is going to lead you to Ntinda Vocational Institute. Then it brings you to this other junction that is being worked on, and you see that because of the works that are being done here, it's definitely wouldn't be an alternative, but the flow of traffic is actually very fast and the routes are clear. The other area in Ntinda that usually has hiccups is Ntinda 2 Road connecting to Ntinda Road, connecting into Nakawa. Now Ntinda 2 Road, again, because it is narrow at the intersection onto the main road, you usually will find that vehicles getting onto the road on either side have to wait one by one on either side. They took going and coming cannot do the same at the same time. So you will have this flow of jam here coming away from Ntinda 2 Road and also getting into Ntinda 2 Road, which is usually an alternative for people that will get them to Catalina Road and get them to Naguru, for those of them that want to get into Naguru. And as you can see, Catalina Road is also jammed up this morning. So that is how the traffic update looks like in that part of Kampala. You might want to put those into considerations as you're heading into the heart of the city. Otherwise, we wish you a good day. Make sure that you enjoy your business. We do have Good Morning Uganda agenda coming up, and we're having a conversation about peace. Post-elections, what is the state of peace in our country? With all these rumors going around, how can we have peace? Well, we do have the peace ambassador with us here on Good Morning Uganda, and he's committed to delivering peace in his talk.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Dembe.
Yes, Dad.
Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down.
Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country.
You've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays.
Very true, Dad.
Oh, my son. Now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Rokal Initiatives.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Needs, come to Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: Ntinda along Port Bell Road, Justice Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Daddy, surprise! Here is a pizza for you. Happy birthday to you.
Daddy, you look not impressed. My daughter, this is not meaningful to me. Hallelujah Natural Drinks is my ideal gift today.
Hallelujah Ginger Tea Drink and Hallelujah Tamarind Drinks are the most perfect nutritious and healthy products that help everyone to boost their immune system to get complete relief of most sicknesses like joint pains, cough, diabetes, blood pressure, easy digestion, and many more. And certified by UNBS. For orders, find us at Bifro House on Sir Apolokagwa Road, opposite MBI. Hallelujah Natural Drinks, perfect for your health.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Notice peanut butter. Enjoy the real taste of Notice natural peanut butter that spreads happiness to the whole family. Available in smooth, crunchy, and chocolate nut variants. Pick a size that fits your pocket from 125 grams, 250 grams, 400 grams, and 800 grams. Notice peanut butter, the real peanut butter. Available in all leading supermarkets. Fruitvale Fruit Juice. Our journey begins in orchards where some of the best fruits are grown. Fruitvale Fruit Juice is 100% natural with no added sugar, filled with the wholesome goodness of vitamins and minerals that nourish your body and delight your taste buds. Enjoy real fruit juice in orange, tomato, apple, beetroot with mango, lemon mint with cucumber, mango, berry and tropical variants. Grab your Fruitvale 100% fruit juice today. Available in all leading supermarkets.
Double data. Airtel introduces double data. The biggest deal ever on smartphones in Uganda. Buy a smartphone, 3G or 4G, and get 100% data bonus from Airtel. Airtel is giving you 100% bonus data on all weekly and monthly bundles for every new smartphone connected to Airtel for the first 3 months. Dial *175*9# to enjoy double data. Double data, double data. Oh, bino bie biruma baya ye. Airtel, the smartphone network, regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Live from Now Avenue in UBC Studios. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. They came to us, spoke, made promises that they came for us to vote, and we did indeed vote. Winners were declared, and now we look at the leadership for the next 5 years. But who is going to benefit from this leadership? Did we make the right choices that will determine how they'll be able to implement? Were their promises realistically? Did we consider before casting our vote will take us to another level? All these are some of the issues that now are running in the minds of Ugandans. Was it about populism? Was it about voting ability? Now you have a particular leader for every elective position, and it is upon you to see if you made the right choice or not, looking at how they're going to be able to deliver services. But still, just remind you, more elections are underway, and please ensure that also they get the voter turnout that we've given the presidential and parliamentary. Most of the times, the elections that follow really do not get much of a turn-up. Remember, there are also still leaders that are going to determine the way affairs are going to be run at these various elective posts where they have stood. So do not just speak, be part of choosing leaders at every stage of leadership where the Constitution gives you the right to choose or vote a leader. I'm Robert Chilabonyointono. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Agenda. Today I have a very interesting gentleman with me in studios. This is the Global Peace Ambassador, Milton Kambura, with whom we are going to be discussing the role of peace in promoting state cohesion. Kambura.
Yes, brother.
Oh, you're looking smart.
Oh, thank you.
I love, is it a blazer, a coat?
I tell you, in the 21st century, the designs have changed. We're in a new year, my brother. And we are hopefully seeing COVID-19, we are tackling it already. And anytime we'll smile again.
Just for the benefit of my viewer to better understand the guest I'm having in studios, when we talk about the Global Peace Ambassador, who are we referring to? What are the roles of a Global Peace Ambassador?
Of course, you are talking about a young man who is seated and smiling to you. He's the president of Global Peace Foundation, an international organization promoting values-based approach to peace building and also transforming education in developing nations and developed countries, of course, and also bringing social cohesion and partnership of political parties, religious organizations, families, communities, and of course, we are tackling global warming and the threat to it. So you're talking about that young man who has also served this country in different portfolios, but also at the International Young Leaders Assembly as one of the coordinators in Africa, which of course sits every year at the United Nations and the U.S. State Senate.
Very interesting person that I'm hosting this morning. Let's move straight. As the Global Peace Ambassador, just take us, what was your general observation of the just concluded elections for presidency and parliamentary?
Of course, I'm very happy that this time Uganda had to organize itself, to organize an independent election without international interaction of those international observers. Ugandans were the observers. I really like that. We financed this electoral process, and I thank the government of Uganda and through, of course, the Electoral Commission to have organized such a splendid, peaceful election. My observations are three. One is that there was increased number of voters as a result of a young generation joining the voting age. That is one observation. Two, there was really that equality of people to come and turn up, vote for their candidates, which is a democratic version of heavy deployment before. And I thank government of Uganda, especially Ministry of Defense and the Uganda Police Force for having listened to us that there was need to withdraw and reduce on the number of weapons, machinery, and also closed personnel on the day of polling day, which I thank those people in office that really, they respected us. We were on the media everywhere calling for that to happen so that people don't get scared. And as for me, as Global Peace Foundation, we are calling for peace and calling for everyone to seek justice through legal means, not through violence. That would mean we will be able to attract some of us to join politics because we will know that the space is safe for the brightest people to stand for political offices.
As you call for peace, we're seeing some of the presidential candidates conceding defeat and saying, yes, Pastor Fred Mwesige did that. We saw also Katumba, we've also seen William Ayambala, some. We've had others that are saying, no, we do not believe in the outcomes of these elections. Some are saying they're going to go to court. Others are saying they are not going to go to court. Does this breed a peaceful atmosphere?
Yeah, of course it's right. The Constitution provides that when elections are over like now, you have 10 days to go to the High Court and actually seek for justice. After 10 days, nothing. But then if you go to the court has over 20 to 30 days to actually organize evidences, and if they found evidences that are being assessed and valid, then they have 20 days to organize, to call for Electoral Commission to organize another election. So the Constitution provides a framework under which you must use or pass through to seek for justice, not going to the bush again, not going to violence, not burning the city, because it has taken us many years to build and achieve what we have today. Before COVID, I must remind Ugandans that Uganda was among the top 15 fastest growing economies in the world. Uganda in 2012 was ranked as the top tourism destination in the whole world. Uganda in 2019 was ranked to be the most entrepreneurial nation in the world. And what can I say? Uganda was the key and the biggest stake in hosting refugees in the whole of Africa, and the third in the whole world.
So we still remain.
And you look at those achievements. They come as a result of a lot of work of parliament, of the head of state, of ministries. You are looking at an economy among the top 15. They don't just come as a result of violence. They come as a result of somehow peace, cohesion, and I think we're on the roadmap of a takeoff of a nation.
When we talk about the role of peace in promoting state cohesion, for many of the youth and of course what is happening globally, want to know actually what is the relevance of peace. At such a time, some their hearts could be filled with discontent, some are agitated, those that could be inciting violence. To the youth watching this morning, what are the roles of peace to ensure state cohesion?
First and foremost, I want to, of course, thank the voters. Thank you for voting. Now, the discussion, this on national television, I thank you, Bis, again. Thank you for always remembering me that I really am available and a valid asset in promoting social cohesion. One, the role of peace in state cohesion is that, yes, it provides us with an opportunity to sit down and discuss the future of our country, our future destination. Without peace, we wouldn't be seated here, my brother. Definitely we would be in the bush, you know. We would be shivering around with scars, our families displaced. And so it provides that noble opportunity where the opposition, where the all religious leaders, where you, the mother, the fathers are listening to us, seated on a round table discussing the future of the country. That is one. Two, it enables us to sit down and discuss the shared vision. You can imagine why some people did not pass through. I was listening to the quality of the MPs, of the presidential candidates. Some of them, it has to be true that some of them failed to pass through because they did not have a clear vision for the country. And the vote of the 21st century wants to hear that. So peace enables us to listen to our candidates, enables us to sit down as a country to have a shared vision, which without peace, definitely we cannot actually talk about, because we will be divided.
Does Uganda do we have a shared vision?
It's not
as a country, as Ugandans, and if it is, do Ugandans know what this shared vision is for this country?
Now, these 5 years are going to be years to consolidate peace. And when I say consolidation of peace, I'm talking about actually asking religious leaders to get out of non-partisan politics. I call them
get out of partisan politics. Yes.
Very good. You know, this is a foreign language.
Yeah, not
if it was Mairu language, I would be more clear. Okay. But what I'm saying is, religious leaders get out of partisan politics. Yes. Now, your role as politicians is to focus not just dividing yourself, dividing the country, but looking at how you can come together and jointly build a shared vision, which you will be measured whether you're working or not. The voter must vote a leader that, yes, this one, he's on our national vision. Right now, it's not there because of that fact, of that people actually benefit from conflict, from division.
So we do not have a shared vision as a
country. We have to build it now. Then second is that peace enables us to actually have an opportunity, again, to demonstrate our shared values. Because a nation with conflict, you find half of the population are actually thieves, corrupt people, what everybody is stealing to his side because you are not sure whether tomorrow you have something to eat. Everyone is pulling on his side. But when there is peace, then you are saying, okay, we are relaxed. Now, can we be able to discuss our shared values, which actually, in the long run, become the national culture. So the whole world will say, Ugandans look like this, they speak like this, they walk like this, they speak, they are transparent, they are kind. Those are the things. Lastly, is that when there is peace, we will have the opportunity to actually build our shared development aspirations. I am talking about securing your future now. Now, we cannot secure our future through what? That is the question. And so on this national television is that everyone, no matter what your religion, your tribe, your political party, time is now that the peace that we must talk about must be able to give us the opportunity to have a shared development interests beyond our political parties. I want to hear transformed education. All political parties, all members of parliament, everybody, all religions, we must talk about our development aspiration to transform education so that our children are able to graduate, to create jobs, not to look for jobs.
Kambura, how do we get to that level? How do we get to that level? Because as we are looking at the role of peace in promoting state cohesion, you've talked about a shared vision, shared values. That means that as Ugandans, we must know what we stand for. As we speak today, you'll find that many Ugandans are scattered. We have not come together to look at this country as a people of one nation. So how do we build this? Because the peace is available, and I want to believe the peace is available, and we know I should keep it. But these are core values. This is the foundation for us to get to the promised land.
Yes, how do we get there? The fact is, I want to share a vision for global peace, which says, regardless of your political party, regardless of your ethnicity, your tribe, regardless of your economic standard or education status or gender, we are one family under God. You can imagine. It simply reminds us that, yes, we were created by that, but support and rise each other, invest in one another, forgive one another. It's a fundamental principle to understand. And so when we are voting right now, we are going into elections, vote a political leader who's going to unite the country beyond uniting a tribe, a regional political ground. This is what is happening, and I think we are going to burn again, because the politics of the old time is coming back again, where we have regional political interests, where we have tribal political interests. What a damage to the future. And I call on everyone right now, all Ugandans, that yes, we have done enough mistakes. Enough is enough. But our children do not want those mistakes to be done right now, because they will not have a bright future. The future is in our collective response in terms of all of us discussing Pan-African agenda, having roads that move all our products all over the continent. We are talking about an integrated political federation. We are talking about an integrated employment system where no one is unemployed. And how do we achieve that? It means we must be able to forget about unemployment from the mindset, because the problems are many. The problems must employ us. And so it calls upon each one of us to think about the type of education of the future, the type of economy of the future, the type of policy of the future. They are kind of connected to one another. Beyond Museveni, beyond the President Museveni, I congratulate you, Your Excellency the President of Uganda, and I use this opportunity to seek from your office that peace should actually attract more investment and more budget, so that is another sector that will guarantee the safety of our future.
Kambura, we are just from an election, and this has been one of the tense, stakes are high, like an election never before. We've seen so much of youth involvement. There's a bit of violence, the 19th and 18th there. And now that it is done for president's show and at least parliamentary, we now have to sit down as a country. How do we mend the broken pieces? How do we move forward to ensure that we still have the peace that we are looking at, that will help us to get a state cohesion? So how are we moving forward to ensure, yes, the losers are there, those that would want to go to court, those that are still in a situation of uncertainty because of the results of the election? How do we move together to ensure we maintain peace, and so that we can achieve the shared goals, the shared values, and also state development at the end of that day?
Thank you. Using this state television, I want to let the country actually believe and understand that the power of partnership and transparency and integrity will help us trust one another. When we bring, because you have different talents, I have different talents, and so time has reached where we don't have to compete like those churches which are competing for big numbers of participants in their churches. Rather, to actually work together, private sector foundation, all the companies on the round table, with the political party leaders, with the religious leaders, with the youth leaders, with the women association. I'm talking about everyone on a round table to discuss the future of the country. When the United States was built so 100 years ago, they did not first talk about the economy. No. They did not talk about what they had to first sit together. People of different understandings and colors and what, all of them sat down and said, what type of nation do we want 500 years from now? And so even up to today, America is people are working to build the America of the future. That has not happened today.
Comrade, the America you're talking about, they have one thing that they will tell you, the American dream.
Yes.
That every American, I want to believe, knows what America should be.
Yes.
At the global level, continental level, America, there is the big American dream.
Yes.
Uganda, we do not have that.
What is the
Today we've just finished an election where you have one saying, I'm going to go to court.
Yes.
The other saying, I want to go to court. Security is saying, you dare go to the streets. We are ready to take on you. So with such a situation, the issues you're talking about coming together, are we looking at reconciliation? Are we looking at preaching patriotism? Are we looking at deliberate means to ensure that maybe in the school syllabus? How are we getting to this?
One is we need moral and innovative leadership at every level. Because a moral leader really appreciates integrity, living for the sake of others, living for the greater good. Then that is. Now an innovative leader, if it is complemented by innovation, it means you are doing certain things innovatively to protect and make people prosper. Now, at this particular time, we no longer just need leaders, that the leader is seated there. No. We need moral and innovative leaders who can be able to lose their interest for the sake of peace of the country. That is very critical. But these are not just words. I'm talking to millions of people watching this television. The time has reached where His Excellency the President and all his leadership, the entire government structure, from the permanent secretary to the LOC one, need to now be commanded by one vision. The political parties by one vision. I'm talking about a partnership, because we can talk about partnership, but there must be what is spiritually connecting them. And so I call upon Chagulanyi, for example, Bob Wine, because he used to sing politics politics should not divide our country. As a young man, just as he's older than me, but I'm using this platform to ask him to actually say, yes, for the sake of peace, I actually agree that these were the results of the election. And the Ugandans, I think, let us give the opportunity for peace of the country, maybe in 2026. So he calls Ugandans to remain peaceful, to support development. Then it means he would, in my kind of guideline of standard, I would say yes, he's a moral and innovative leader. I'm talking about a leader who has a consciousness of the picture of the future. But our leaders don't understand. They are just feeding their stomachs. Let me go to parliament, I get the 40 million shillings. And then I am using this opportunity to say, now we go to actually raise the bar of who should be in parliament. And we actually have to reduce on their salaries so that we know who is serving the country, his people, and who is there for money. Politics is not business.
First and foremost, do we have the kind of leaders you're talking about? We have them.
We have them, but the problem is because corrupt society will vote a corrupt leader. A corrupt leader will work with corrupt people. Corrupt people will never build a nation. And so it means when that concept on the African continent, it is growing, and we are calling upon that everyone needs to repent. We have eaten enough. Now it's time to work for the people of Uganda, for the people of Africa. And so it would actually call that people of talent need to be appreciated. In Uganda, if you are talented like me, I will use my example, you will have very few people actually supporting you financially, morally, spiritually. Because everyone would say, I am threatened if I work with that boy. No, time has reached. Everyone needs to be appreciated with his or her talent and be brought at the center point of national transformation. That is key, not jealousy. You can imagine, jealousy has broken ministries, jealousy has broken families, jealousy has broken governments, and so the whole nation. So we are seeing people without talent in front of leadership. People without talent are the one running ministries, religious organizations, companies, because of tribalism, sectarian tendencies at every level. And so we want to make sure those who are weak can be supported. But we will not support them if they are at the top. We need to actually train them and build their capacity, build the capacity of teachers, so that they actually produce competent students to lead the country in the next wave of disruption.
Kambura, all through you've been talking more of future. Future. So much damage has been done. If you're to talk about leadership, yes, we've elected members of parliament, already that is there. But one thing that I seem not to be getting from you is solutions to the problems. Yes, you're talking of a Uganda of a shared value, a Uganda of shared vision, even shared culture. But we have the Ugandans you're talking about already here in Uganda. We're not going to import people in these places of leadership. So one wonders that, yes, as peace is very important, how have we, the great nations like United States you've talked about,
yes,
the forefathers of this nation, of that nation sat. They sat. They developed means of how best they can ensure that every American gets to know the American dream. When I was in Israel, Israel born again and preachers go to tour Israel. Even the smallest child in Israel at about 4 or 5 will tell you there is no country that is greater or more better than Israel. But it is not. For me, Uganda, it's not. But that is within their minds. Uganda, we've tried patriotism clubs. We've done so much, but we've not gotten our country to having a shared vision, a shared dream.
Yes.
I want you to give Ugandans how best we can get to that. Leave alone, we need. Yes.
Now, the way forward, we must allow the law to work.
Okay.
We must allow, because Ugandans sacrificed their blood to build the 1995 constitution. Many things in that constitution also need to be amended and reformed so that they match the challenges of the future.
So one solution is constitutional amendment?
Amendment, immediately, because there are some things. For example, I will ask you, where would you want me to go as a head of state if the constitution does not provide my presidential immunity? After all, I came using the gun. I want the MPs, you know, it's all about having bright MPs. Care for peace. Be creative. Create the peace through innovations. Therefore, the 2021 Parliament to 2026 must look at how they structure the presidential immunity, like the United States. A president will go back to his village and stay there peacefully. That is one. So that there is freedom for presidents coming 2 terms, they go peaceful at home and they relax and they mix with it. That is one. 2, we must allow justice to operate. When you don't allow justice to operate, it means you are bringing impunity and anger of those who feel they were fair but treated because of corruption. Because of corruption in the justice system. Therefore, people will have anger, and when that anger piles and become chubudi to chubudi, squared, then people lose trust in the government.
Okay.
That is one. We must therefore position the right people in all these government offices.
Okay.
The third one, we must invest in the family stability program. In Uganda, we don't have a policy on family. Because of the rotten family system where the mother and the father are not available, children are going to grow without good character. And these children, when they grow up, they are the ones who are in government, who are in political parties, who are in business, who are leading in our diplomatic embassies. But you have a wrong generation representing a country, and you cannot therefore talk about paying debts of the country. You cannot talk about building an economy. You cannot, so you will become a dependent because your population is actually rooted on a bad foundation. So we need a law whereby every Ugandan, every old man and woman who with the family has time for his children. And what are those values that must be nurtured in children? They must be well developed, passed in the parliament, so that we have a law actually guaranteeing the future of the country, without which we are not actually talking about Uganda of the future. The last one, there must be partnership. We are talking about religious leaders. You saw religious leaders here abusing some presidential candidates. They must be arrested because the constitution is clear, non-partisan politics. Why are they talking? Are they preaching religion for the world or for heaven? Where are they taking our people? So we must allow cultural leaders also to come in because people trust in them. People
to what extent would that be? Because also cultural leaders are also non-partisan. They're non-partisan.
Yes, so I'm talking about values. Okay. They must be given a budget, and I'm asking, not even begging the government of Uganda. We must have a budget given to actually interreligious council, so that to go and build their capacity to promote social cohesion. And then cultural leaders must also get a national budget to make sure they're also promoting values, cultural values, where our women know how to nurture children, our men know how to take care of families. And in conclusion, I'm saying I'm calling for peace in Uganda now and forever. And I'm saying, regardless of your tribe, regardless of your religion, regardless of your economic status, your gender, your education standards, we are all one family under God. We got to respect one another, value one another, invest in one another, dialogue and forgive one another, and love each other, and so through which we will be able to see ourselves as one Uganda, one Africa, one world, ready for peace and prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you, Milton Kambura. That is the Global Peace Ambassador. When it comes to speaking peace, talking peace, Kambura will do that. But like he said, we need to have common values. We need to have common values for Uganda. That what describes a Uganda, we need to know that Uganda, we all want as a country. That's why I cherish some countries that when you're there, they'll tell you the great American dream. Whether they are still stuck to that or not, but there's something that they know that keeps them together, that their country must be placed as #1 globally. Have a lovely day. I'll leave you with Felix and Priscilla. They'll be taking you through some of the comments that are raised on our social media platforms. But all I want to tell you, please ensure you turn up in huge numbers to cast your vote in the remaining elections. You have a right to vote. Practice it so that whatever comes after, you participated in choosing your leaders. God bless you. Have a lovely day.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations.
Happy birthday to you! Daddy, you look not impressed.
My daughter, this is not meaningful to me. Hallelujah Natural Drinks is my ideal gift today.
Hallelujah Day. Hallelujah Ginger Tea Drink and Hallelujah Tamarind Drinks are the most perfect nutritious and healthy products that help everyone to boost their immune system to get complete relief of most sicknesses like joint pains, cough, diabetes, blood pressure, easy digestion, and many more. And certified by UNBS. For orders, find us at Bifro House on Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite MBI. Hallelujah Natural Drinks, perfect for your health.
Hallelujah Day. Dembe.
Yes, Dad.
Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down.
Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country.
You've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays.
Very true, Dad.
Oh, my son. Now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Local Initiatives. The perfect day to make the world smaller. Uganda, today isn't just another day. Today is your day. Airtel Money, with you always. Airtel Money, quick, secure, borderless.
Fruit while fruit juice. Our journey begins in orchards where some of the best fruits are grown. Fruit while fruit juice is 100% natural with no added sugar, filled with a wholesome goodness of vitamins and minerals that nourish your body and delight your taste buds. Enjoy real fruit juice in all berry and tropical variants. In all leading supermarkets.
Kickstart your week with the best entertainment. We bring you the latest in shopping.
And unlike what the newspapers were reporting, I wasn't doing cocaine, narcotics. No, it was.
Fashion, tech and gadget news, and your countdown. Join us Monday to Thursday. Jam 101. We set the pace.
I hate marriages that fail. I don't want your marriage to fail. Why? I mean, I'm succeeding in marriage. Why should you fail? Why should you fail? I hate it. And that's why we come over here every other moment to unlock the marital bliss.
You know, you're my wife. I loved you. I will always love you.
I want to thank you for standing with me. I want to thank you for raising our children. I want to thank you for the life we have stayed together. Thank you for being a wonderful woman. I wish every husband had a woman like Justine.
I have loved you from day one, and I always love you.
Amen.
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for taking care of us.
Amen.
I love you.
I love you
till
too.
death. God, that's after the part.
Amen.
A hug. Yes, once you have the key, you don't have to fight. You just insert the key, turn around, and unlock bliss in your marriage. And that is why we are here. Remember to always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, social media, YouTube, and hey, let us know how this has been a blessing to you.
Live from Now Avenue in UBC Studios. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, with 20 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 a.m., we're definitely still on Good Morning Uganda, and you are watching UBC TV. My name is Priscilla Naloga with Felix Kunda. We are so happy that internet is back. Praise the good Lord. Now, while internet is back, people are trying to recap how do they do statuses. And yesterday, I was looking at statuses with a certain friend of mine called John, and while we're checking out the statuses, there's a new thing that is trending right now. How people used to take pictures in the olden days, the poses that they used to do in the olden days, pictures of how our parents used to take photos, how our aunties used to take photos, and the like. So people are really trying to come back into the whole medium of social. But speaking of social, our YouTube channel is up and running, something we are excited about here on UBC. So our UBC channel on YouTube is called UBC Television Uganda, and you can find every nitty-gritty that you need to be part of, you need to catch up on, or you need to watch live. For Good Morning Uganda, we are streaming live every single morning on UBC Television Uganda, which is our channel, and we are definitely having all our conversations uploaded there. So in case you missed the show, in case you missed a segment of the show, YouTube channel has got you covered. You can always go back and revise it. Speaking of which, today we've had our live coverage for Good Morning Uganda. The hashtag is UBCGMU, and we were having a conversation with the Peace Ambassador Milton, and it was in consideration of using peace to promote state cohesion. Let's talk about promoting peace using,
well, of course, using peace to promote social cohesion, yes. Actually, because if you put it in the aspect of state, you're missing out a couple. But when you look at social cohesion, because we basically need to live amongst ourselves. But of course, people at YouTube, Priscilla did come on and make a couple of comments. A couple of people did make comments, and some of them are appreciating the program, and some of them are also probably making a couple of recommendations, and they're asking themselves, where is the peace if some of our colleagues are still being in incarceration? Of course, soon we'll also be going back onto other social media platforms, the Twitter and Facebook, where we do have the same conversations. But if you want my comment, Priscilla, about peace, cohesion in society, you see, peace is simply a product that lives within us. And we just have to decide to let it out. The formation of peace is not something you go and buy, like you go and say, I want probably a shoe, phone or something. It is something that we must decide to offer, because it is conglomental. It's sort of like a puzzle. You fill in your peace, I fill in my peace, and that is the only way we can have ultimate peace. So it is a product that is within us. Now, unless we agree to unleash it, there's nothing like peace. So when we talk about peace, we're not talking about like something the government should give or something. Everywhere you stand as an individual, you must be able to appreciate and be able to bring it out. So if it is there, maybe it will reflect on Priscilla, it will reflect on me or anyone else, but not until we let it out as individuals. We cannot condemn government. Government just does it can only do so much. But there is peace at home, in communities, in schools, in workplaces. It all starts with us letting it out of the inside. That is what I think.
So speaking of letting it out, we do have our journey for Uganda Cranes began last evening, and so far, how do you expect we're going to perform this time around?
Again, I do not want to be far from what I said. And I'll ask Ruben to just give me a simple analysis of our team. The only person, honestly, looking at our squad, I have two people I have a bit of trust in. Of course, the old guard, that is Maweje. Is it Tony Maweje? It's quite...
Who is not in this one?
Surprising. He is. But because he's the only person I know who comes with a level of experience and being able to keep together the team. Then this forward, this guy from KCCA, this man from the West is called Ahabwe. He's been on consistent. I like the way he does the game, and I like his speed and his presence in the 18, and I love that. But I'm a bit optimistic. I feel that McKinstry is not yet giving us the best.
Pessimistic or optimistic?
Pessimistic. For that matter. I feel like he has not given us the best compared to the coaches we have had. I doubt he's going to surprise us.
Okay, well, the challenge is on him to get out of the group stages this time round, but that is a slot for Ruben Pima. Chibirango, on the sports update, you can catch him on our YouTube channel, which is UBC Television Uganda. If you missed yesterday's show, you can catch it. In case you missed Jagenda yesterday on Good Morning Extra, they had a good dialogue with his panels. You definitely can have a recap. Also, wait up for him on Good Morning Uganda Extra today at 9 a.m. with more directive conversations. It is Good Morning Uganda.
Live from Now Avenue in UBC Studios. This is Good Morning Uganda.